everybody. Vinny Sinisi here. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm out to lunch. And today I'm out to lunch with a really good friend of mine, a great story, Mike Fortner, with Sleep in Heavenly Peace. What a great deal you got going, huh?
We love it.
What prompted you to get involved with this?
You know, I read an article on my phone. I never read articles on my phone, but it was, the founder was being honored by CNN, and so it kind of told his story.
I don't think you can say CNN on this.
By National News Network. And so I read about it, looked it up on the web, and found a chapter in North Houston and went and volunteered with them.
Got like 325 chapters now in the United States. Is that true?
Over 350, I think.
350 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the article I read must have been a little outdated, probably by a week or something. Yeah. So what were you doing before?
Well, you know, it's just a volunteer gig. I mean, I have a regular job, but I was always interested in volunteering. I always did something. And this just really caught my attention that there are kids without a bed out there. I never thought about that.
Yeah, 501c3.
Yep.
So you can donate, write it off.
Right.
And when you said that there's kids out there sleeping on the floor,
right,
you'd never think of that. So I did a little research, and I found how many kids in the United States are sleeping on the floor.
3% is the average.
That's what Sleep in Heavenly Peace documents.
Yeah.
And I read a deal today, and they said, we're not sure, but it's over 1 million and maybe 2 million kids sleeping on the floor. That's ridiculous. And where do most of these kids come from, Mike? Are they like from like abused situations, like the mom gets out of the predicament and leaves, has no place to go, or?
It can be, but we find all types. So it could be just the bed broke, or the kid moved and they couldn't take the bed, or sometimes they're, split between parents, so one parent needs a bed, or sometimes it's just we can't afford a bed. And so you have all sorts of situations.
It's crazy. I'll tell you a great story, how we really connected.
Yeah.
So I had back surgery a couple years ago, and my doctor felt so good about seeing me so often that he gave me a staph infection. So I had to go back a couple more times. And he sent me home with this wound vac that had to be connected to me for 8 months. PICC line, the whole bit. Well, in the meantime, this nurse had to come in 3 times a week and change that dressing on my back. I mean, I had a 6-inch gap with inch deep, inch wide. It was really bad. Mm. And so she could hardly speak English, and I could speak a little Spanish, but we got along pretty good. And she came in like a month after this, and she was, smiling and everything. And I said, what are you, well, she's from Cuba, and her brother and sister-in-law were coming here from Cuba. You know the story.
Yep.
And she was bringing her 7-year-old kid and the new baby. And I asked Bia, my nurse, I said, you need some help with anything? She goes, well, I really need a bed. I need a bed for my 7-year-old, and I need a double bed for my brother and sister-in-law. And so I reached out on Facebook, and it wasn't 10 minutes. Vinny, I get you a bed. She was so happy. She couldn't stand it. She like, when I told her I get you a bed, she looked at me like, who the hell are you? You know? And I said, I know people. So they have to apply for it, right?
Right.
And they can go on the website and do that. And
right.
What's the website? Look right in there.
Yeah, shpbeds.org, like Sleep in Heavenly Peace abbreviated. So there are no requirements. They just have to be between 3 and 17, not have their own bed, and live in our service area, which is Montgomery County and all the zip codes that touch it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, are you the chapter guru? I mean, you're the guy?
I'm the co-president. So Will Warren is my co-president. So between us and a few dozen other core volunteers, we run the whole chapter.
Very cool. And Montgomery County is a big county.
Yeah.
We're going to have 1 million people here probably within the next 5 to 10 years, 900,000 right now. And so once they put in their application, there's a bunch of questions in there, obviously, to qualify them, right?
Just age, gender, and we ask favorite color when we contact them because we want to match the bedding to what the child wants. So if they want a blue bed, let's get them a blue bed. We can do that.
You know, you cracked me up because when she was applying for the bed, you reached out and said, what's the kid's favorite color? He's like 2 years old. I said, how would I know that? He said, boy, how about blue? Okay. Yeah. I said, why do you need to know that? It was like, well, we give them pillowcases and we give them bedspreads and we give them everything to match. I'm like, unbelievable. How does it get funded? Everybody just donates?
Yeah, all private donations. So there's no government funding. Now we'll get some help from 84 Lumber, McCoy's, Lowe's, Home Depot, those sorts of places because we build them from raw lumber. So you got to buy lumber every month to do our build. But otherwise, it is just folks who want to donate. And then organizations, Montgomery County Community Foundation and other charities that want to help. But it's
so awesome. I mean, it's amazing. I always say, there's no coincidence. God brings people together for a reason, you and me. So tell me, you get together like on Saturdays usually, right?
Yep.
And how many volunteers do you generally have show up? Like 3 or 50?
150.
Holy crow. 150?
Yeah, so a build day is 150 volunteers plus our core team, and we can build up to 100 beds if we're having a great day.
And you supply the tools?
Yep.
So 150 people, you got 50 drills and 100 hammers and...
A lot of it's sanding. So you got about 60 sanders.
Really?
You got 6 saws.
Because you got to sand down that raw wood, huh?
Exactly. So it's got to be safe.
And then how long does it take to build a bed?
Over 4 hours, we're generally building 75 to 100 beds. So it's an assembly line. Everybody's doing their own part. But that's the nice thing is most of our volunteers are first-time volunteers. So, I can teach you how to sand or cut or drill or whatever your station is, and then that's how they all
What time do they show up? Like 7 in the morning?
8 to 12.
8 to 12, just 4 hours.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. You're out. Go home.
Yeah, we're there before and we're there after to clean up because we have to pull our stuff out and put it back. But the Methodist Church disaster recovery warehouse is where we're at. So they allow us storage.
Methodist Church in the Woodlands.
It's actually their disaster recovery warehouse out in Conroe.
Oh, where is it?
105-336 is the best way to describe it.
Okay. On the east side?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And so you build them all there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And 100 beds in 4 hours. And then how do you get them over there? Do you have an 18-wheeler or you have people?
Yeah, we have a separate day. So we store everything there. And then about usually 2 weeks later, we have a delivery day. And then a delivery day is an average of 75 beds. And we'll get 60 to 75 volunteers. Everybody goes out in their own vehicle.
They throw them in the pickup truck.
Yeah. Look, when I started this, I drove a tiny little old Mercedes, and I could fit a bed in there because everything's in pieces.
Yeah.
So you can go out with a team. You got experienced people with you. And then you deliver the beds on site. You make sure everything's ready to go. That bed is ready to sleep in when we leave.
Nice. So when you say it's not obviously assembled, they get there and what do they put a bolt in there for the legs so
it's headboard, footboard. So you're putting the bolts in to hold the side rails, slats to hold the mattress, and then all that. And it could be a bunk bed too. We can stack them and make a bunk bed.
And then where do you get the mattresses and the bed? Is that all donated, or you use the money that's donated to go buy that?
Yeah, mattresses we buy from our headquarters because they can ship them on pallets and it's cheaper.
And it's probably consistent.
Right.
So
they're now branded mattresses. So we have Sleep and Heavenly Peace mattresses that kids have, which is great. Bedding, we haven't had to buy bedding in years. I just picked up 20 bedding sets this morning from WGA Consultant Engineers. Like, people are constantly donating.
And how long have you been doing this?
5 years now.
5 years. How many beds do you think that you've done in 5 years? How many thousands of beds?
4,200 plus. Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a joy in doing it. And, every bed is special.
Yeah.
Like the one for your nurse's nephew, I think it was.
Yeah.
Man, they were just super nice. And I think the little kid was in school when I delivered it. But man, the pictures you get back from these things are amazing.
I'll tell you how fulfilling it is, not just for you. I know it makes your heart grow like the Grinch, but she was so happy that we did that she could hardly even talk, even in Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's just overwhelming because she thought, well, this kid's going to be sleeping on the floor until I can afford a bed. And you brought the bed to the house, set it all up, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the prognosis going forward? I mean, do you need 2 chapters in Montgomery County because we have so many people, or?
I think we're okay. Our next, we've grown to Huntsville out of our chapter volunteers. They have a chapter in Huntsville
Right.
now. They have a chapter in Madisonville because of our chapter. And so it'll grow that way. I would love to see Liberty County covered because Liberty County doesn't have everything. And then a lot of Houston is not covered. So East Houston, Central Houston, a lot of those South, a lot of that's not covered at all.
How do you get to be like the co-president?
You just got to step up.
I know on the website, start a chapter. And then what are the qualifications for that?
Time is really it.
Pulse?
Yeah. I mean, fog a mirror. But, it's being willing to put people together to get it done, and you take on whatever you want to take on. So we took on the county because we were the 3 of us really that started it. 4 or 5 of us were leadership Montgomery County graduates.
Oh, yeah.
And so we wanted to really make an impact over the whole thing. And, we've been able to expand and grow and do more, but it's ripe for plenty more. I mean, you could spend years in East Houston and never touch it. I know.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got, how many, 6 million in Houston now?
Yeah.
I mean, plus, I don't know how long you've been around the Woodlands or in Montgomery County, but, when I moved here in 1980, there were 8,000 people in the Woodlands. Now there's 8,000 people in a neighborhood.
Right.
And, you look at there used to be a gap between the Woodlands and Conroe. They called the San Jacinto River the Mason-Dixon line. And now it's just, one big town all the way up there. Willis, I live in Bentwater. Willis is like just blowing up right there at the 1097 exit. There's going to be thousands of homes going in there. Colton, Creston, all those Audubon, 30,000 homes. They're going to build 3,500 a year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder how many of those people are going to be needing a bed for their kids because, it's, first of all, they say it's tough to buy a house. I don't believe that. I bought a house in 1980 for 16% interest. Right?
Yeah.
How long have you been in the county?
97.
Yeah, 97. So you're a young guy.
Yeah, ish.
But
sure.
still, that's 20 years, right?
Right.
Or 30 years.
Almost 30 now.
Yeah. Shoot. And then what do you do when you're not doing this?
So my professional job is I'm an insurance agent.
Insurance agent.
So
Don't hold that against him.
Yeah, I'm a really nice guy. But life and health insurance. And so I've been at that now 28 years. And it allows me the freedom to go do this. So I have one other small volunteer gig, but...
Are you an independent guy? Or?
Yeah.
So how, because we're going to promote you too. How do they get in touch with you if they want insurance?
So Open Door Benefits is on Facebook. We have a website, and I'm in downtown Conroe.
So Open Door Benefits.
Yep.
Is that .com or?
Yes.
Open Door Benefits, just the way it's spelled and sounds. .com. Okay, Mike Fortner. And then if they want to do the Sleep in Heavenly Peace again, they're going to go to, what is it?
shpbeds.org.
shpbeds.org. Okay.
And there's a volunteer button there if you just want to volunteer with us. We're our Facebook page lists our events as well, and so you can follow those links to sign up. But there's no age requirement. We have stuff for every age. So even if you have little
out
kids,
there helping you.
Yeah,
kids building beds for kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the Challenger program at the Woodlands High School.
Right.
You got kids helping those those mentally challenged kids out there, and they just have a blast with it.
There's nothing better than seeing a kid helping another kid out and learning that lesson. You know, we're in a nice area. I mean, there's a lot of us that are well off here, but showing that kid that not everybody has what they have and just teaching them how to serve, it's a huge part of it.
You know, I grew up in, probably could have used a bed. We didn't have a lot. My mom raised 2 kids, right, with no welfare, none of that. We don't need help from the government. Now everybody wants it. And she used to give our stuff away. Like, Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, they need it more than you do. I said, I'd like to have 2 shoes. It's summertime. You don't need 2 shoes.
Right.
You know? Get through it.
Yeah.
Man up. Rub some dirt on it. That kind of thing. Okay, tell us what else that we can do to help you, or the way to get in touch with you through the internet or through the website, obviously. But anybody can. Do they just show up on Saturday?
They do register because, you know, we really can't use more than 150 people. So there's a registration link on the website when you volunteer, just to show us that you're coming. There's a waiver involved, all those sorts of things. You don't have to bring anything. We provide the gloves, the goggles, the tools, all that stuff. But basically come out and learn. You know, we don't need you to have any experience. You don't have to be handy. If I can do it, you can do it.
And you've got people that have done it several times that are helping the newbies, right?
Yeah.
Here's how you use a sander, like you said, maybe not a saw, but just fantastic. So, and you know, you said today's Taco Tuesday, so go ahead and show everybody your socks, because you got them on there.
Yeah. Tried to be timely today.
Really?
I don't know what day it's coming out. Maybe you need to do it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, well, we usually do post them on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, so it won't really matter because nobody really cares about our socks.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, good deal. All right. Anything else?
I would just say, you know, if you can come out and volunteer, just try it. It's 4 hours out of your day. And delivery is really where the magic happens. And if I can just share one quick story.
Absolutely.
So,
you have to bring your tissues, right?
Yeah, every delivery is important. But I can tell you some of them really stick with you. And so I don't get to deliver much anymore, but I was delivering a bed, and this 5-year-old kid, and he ran in to see his bed after we'd assembled it and made the bed. And he didn't say thank you at first. He didn't jump in the bed at first. He looked up at me and he said, "Can I keep it?" And this is exactly what you're dealing with, is you're dealing with kids who don't have a lot, but a bed is more than just a bed. A bed is something of their own. A bed is better at school. A bed is self-esteem. So anything you can do to help, we greatly appreciate it. We'd love to have you out there.
Have you gotten any feedback from, let's say, like a 15-year-old that got a bed, 5 years later, they're 20, and do they come back and say, you know, you really helped me when I was in dire straits, and I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to come back and help you guys do it too? Do you get a lot of that?
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
Not a lot. It hasn't been a long time yet.
Yeah. I have had, we have these awards we gave out last year to volunteer appreciation.
Nice.
And we gave some to the facility because they're a big part of our success. So there's an Amazon driver coming in, and the manager of the facility is telling me this, and the Amazon driver is her first day, and she looks at the award, which is shaped like a headboard, and she says, "I know that they gave my kids a bed before I got this job," and she started crying. Yeah, you know, it's a huge impact, and that's why it's worth the time and the money and everything to do that.
The guys that started this, how long ago?
2012.
Yeah,
Luke Mickelson in 2012.
Yeah, and he just had. I read something on the website. He had this vision or something that he just wanted to help, and all of a sudden it just blew up.
Yeah, he made a Facebook post. He built a bed in his garage with his kids.
In the garage.
And he said, "Hey, who needs a bed?" And everybody. So that's how it started, you know. So where are we 14 years later now? And it's grown across the country.
Do you think that one day, I mean, we're talking about Apple Computer. I mean, those guys started theirs in a garage.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about Michael Dell, dropped out of, college, so now he's a gazillionaire. those guys are very generous in giving back. But you think that this will ever go like public?
We're a multi-million-dollar organization now.
Yeah.
And so we're always going to be a nonprofit, but it would be great to have somebody step in with a lot of money to help us all out. We all kind of run independently each chapter, but they all have needs. Some chapters are mobile, like at least we have a home where we can go.
Yeah.
And it would be great if we someday had a dedicated facility where we could just walk in and turn on the lights. We work 5 hours before we start a build day.
Yeah,
we start
yeah.
at 3 a.m. and go.
Well, maybe we get Elon.
Yeah.
He's got like 16 kids. They need beds.
Right. Happily.
If anybody knows about having those beds for their kid, that should be the guy.
Right. But, we all have needs. And, some of these chapters, like Huntsville only has one zip code because they're just starting out. There's a huge need up there all around it.
Yeah.
So I think it'll grow and continue to grow. It's a wonderful thing. And, we just want to see more people involved.
You ever have anybody complain? The mattress is too hard. Do you really?
Yeah.
Stop.
People can be picky, and that's okay. I mean, we just move on to the next one. If they're not happy with it, then we can certainly not install it and go on.
We'll be back next week with a different mattress.
It's we have what we have, and we think it works really well. But yeah, there are some people who don't like it.
It's a proven entity. I mean, it works.
And those are maybe 2 or 3 in all 5 years. But
yeah.
But
there's always that one.
Yeah.
Just to keep you straight.
Right.
Okay. Well, thanks for being with us, man.
Thanks, Vinny.
I appreciate what you've done for me.
Yeah, of course.
And I know Bea, my nurse, is very happy. So,
Wonderful.
Hey, keep watching, okay? We got some really great stories. These are feel-good stories. All that stuff you see on the news every day. I call it the D&D station, the death and destruction. We don't have that here. We have the good station, okay? That's why I'm out to lunch with Mike Fortner. Keep tuning in. Peace out.